my god. Okay, I know my hair's a mess, you guys, but I don't give a damn right now. So you guys are gonna have to live with it. I'm supposed to get a haircut today anyway, so... Hello, this is Beano4657, but you probably already know that. And this is the second episode of my Otaku View anime reviews. While I'm not too big on the romantic comedy genre, this anime kept me entertained mainly because it has more comedy than romance. It's based off of the light novel of the same name rather than a manga. Okay, now, unlike last time where I'm just showing you the first episode, this anime also has 15-minute episodes, so because it's kind of short, I'm going to show you not only the first one, but a couple other ones that I thought was either just good or funny. But I like to keep the spoilers down to a minimum and just give you guys the basic plot. So we started in a Rambo movie. Oh, of course not. And these are our main characters, a pair of siblings, Ryo Mizuhara and his little sister Akane. Ryo takes care of his sister ever since their parents died a few years ago off-screen by the Deus Ex Machina disease, and their evening gets interrupted by a girl crashing through a window. Now, well, this is usually the time you would call the police. Let's humor this girl a little and see what she has to say. I'm pretty sure it won't change our opinion, though. She apparently has the ability to wear a kimono under a jumpsuit and states that she's Ryo's fiancé. This is Shizuka, the second main female character. She's apparently the offspring of Japanese political figures, but it's never really made clear who they actually are. Obviously, Ryo rejects her and tells her to leave like she's crazy, because she probably is. While Akane is shocked by the fact that her brother is suddenly engaged, she seems to take pity for Shizuka, although I can't imagine why. After the freaking Secret Service are called in, Shizuka seizes an opening while Ryo is distracted and puts rabbit ears on his head that will apparently explode if he takes it off by force. The look on their faces imply they don't like their body parts spread on the walls like fried eggs. One part about this episode I don't particularly like is that the entire time they're really just arguing about whether or not Shizuka will stay at their apartment or not. Which you probably know what the answer is, which is why a lot of this stuff is redundant. She explains that the government is arranging marriages because the population isn't reproducing enough. Yeah, I don't really think this is a real problem in Japan, it's just for the show. However, Shizuka starts to cross the line, and in Ryo's rage, he throws the rabbit ears on the ground. He's not going to be a part of the system. With the goon squad gone, Ryo puts Shizuka in an arm lock, and she has the strangest reaction you could ever see anybody have. But she retaliates and flips Ryo and proceeds to knock him out. Not a very good first impression if you plan to marry someone. You may want to think things through a little more next time.
Like in most animes of this genre, you can probably guess that Ryo is not the luckiest guy around, and that the only thing keeping him from insanity is probably his younger sister. Okay, enough beating around the bush. I'm going to show you some other things that happen in the show.
There is a funny and comedically overdramatic part in episode 5 when the whole group is going for a winter trip for skiing. They get lost during a blizzard and hide out in an old hut. Obviously, Shizuka gets the idea that sharing body heat with Ryo will be the only way they'll live, but Ryo pushes her back like any sane person would. Akane then goes into her overacting mode, as I call it, and attracts her brother to her for comfort. Why is it that little sisters have some kind of superpower of cuteness on the show? By the way, these other two girls are Ryo's classmates, and the blonde one looks like she'll do anything to stay warm. Okay, that's pretty funny. While Shizuka is left without a heating buddy, she receives a call from some satellite phone that I think only the guy from Back to the Future might have. She throws it outside so she can stay with Ryo, and they find a hot spring, and this is the part where everyone's stupidity really starts to become apparent. These two girls are apparently bigger perverts than anyone else in the entire country, and start acting like idiots, forcing Ryo to listen to their antics. I was actually put in a situation like this once before, and Ryo should do what I did. Bring his sister to the non-perverted side and cover his ears.
It's part like these I really don't want to go to a co-ed hot spring.
Like I said, these kids aren't very smart, and they overlook one important thing. Now that they're all wet, stepping out in the blizzard will freeze them to death too fast. And yes, that is me putting the censored side over her body. Okay, he just saved your life, and you call him a pervert and kick him across the screen? Just because he saw you naked doesn't make him a pervert, especially after he did it to save your life. Show some gratitude for once.
You are tearing me apart, female classmates!
So after waiting out the blizzard in the boiling springs, Shizuka uses her technology powers again to call for a ride home. Okay, who wears a bow in a hot spring, and how is it still functioning after it getting wet? Oh, who cares? Anyway, the last episode I would like to show you guys is episode 8. In this episode, Akane wakes up with a cold so strong she apparently faints in a matter of seconds. So of course she stays home from school to rest, but what of Ryo? Surely he can't concentrate on school while his sister is ill, can he? Try taking that to the 100th power. He's so distraught with worry he can't stop thinking about her. In all situations like this, it's normal to worry about your little sister, but I can't help but think he has some sort of imagination disorder or something. It kinda goes way overboard. It's kinda like if Disney's Alice in Wonderland met American McGee's Alice in Wonderland. We got those nice sibling flashbacks to when Ryo took care of Akane after their parents' deaths. Oh my freaking god, why is this girl so cute? She says ah like 3 times in this episode, and it's just too cute! Later, Ryo calls home at lunch to check on Akane. Look at that face. That's the face of a true older brother right there. Akane is sound asleep and doesn't hear the phone ring. And Akane goes into her overacting mode again, Imagination Edition. He makes an excuse to the teacher and runs home. Actually, he just kind of tells her. I have to admit, I kind of relate to this guy, doing anything just to make sure his sister is okay. They say that when people get determined, they have the strength of 10 men. But that only seems to keep him from dying to trucks and rabid dogs until he goes Mach 2 down the road. Of course he gets home and nurses Akane while she's still in bed. Stop being so cute. Until the Three Stooges here show up because they were worried about Ryo. Can't really blame them. Shizuka pretends, badly by the way, that she has a cold and asks to be nursed too. To which she proceeds to get a face full of bull.
That is just great. Can I see that again? I swear I could watch that for like a half hour and still be entertained. Now let's watch it in slow motion. Now in reverse. And the award for most awkward and hilarious over-top anime interaction goes to Ryo from Final Approach. Congratulations. Okay, where's my money?
Like I said before, while I'm not too much into the romance anime, this one has enough comedy to keep me watching. While a lot of the plot points and characters are very bland at times, with the exception of Ryo, Akane, and Shizuka of course, it's interesting enough to make you watch the next episode. It's nothing too new, but it's nothing too old either, and I didn't tell you half of what actually happens, so I say give it a watch sometime.